This video is about CELPIP speaking task 1. Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. A friend comes to you with a real problem. They are confused, maybe worried, maybe stressed. They look at you and say, "What should I do?" In that moment, you don't become an English speaker. You become a human being, right? And that is exactly what self speaking task 1 is. Most people think task 1 is giving advice, but in reality, task 1 is emotional intelligence in English. You're not answering a question, you are helping a person in 90 seconds, and the examiner is not listening for grammar alone. They are listening for three invisible things. Do you understand the emotion? Can you think logically under pressure? Do you sound like a real person? Today, I'm not going to give you a boring structure. I'm going to give you a thinking system. I call it action, not a template, a way of thinking while speaking. A stands for acknowledge the emotion. C stands for clarify the situation. T stands for two realistic options. I stands for impact of each option. O stands for one gentle recommendation. And N stands for natural close. Got it? So we will begin by stepping into other person's feelings. One simple line, like "I can understand why you feel this way," tells the listener that you see them and gives your mind a calm entry into the response. Okay? So that we call it as acknowledging the emotions. And when we say see, that means clarify the situation. You have to briefly restate the problem in your own words so both you as well as the listener are clear. This shows your understanding and helps you organize your thoughts before moving into advice. Got it? And two realistic options, the T stands for, right? You have to present two possible paths the person can take. This proves that you're thinking in a balanced, real world way instead of pushing only one idea. And I stands for impact of each option, which means you have to explain one benefit and one challenge for each choice. This makes your advice sound thoughtful and mature because you respect that every decision has a cost, right? And O, one gentle recommendation. So, after weighing both sides, you have to offer your personal suggestion using soft language like "I think" or "you might consider." So, this keeps your tone human and supportive rather than commanding. And of course, Yan, which is very important, natural close, end with reassurance or a forward looking thought. A calm closing line makes your response feel complete and caring, just like real advice in real life. Okay, so this is how humans actually give advice, right? Now let's step into real exam style situation. Let me show you the prompt here. Your friend is thinking about quitting their job. They feel exhausted and unhappy, but they are worried about money and finding something better. They ask you for advice. What should they do? You have 30 seconds to prepare. You have 90 seconds to speak. So try to implement the action plan right now. Let me give my response. I can really understand why you're feeling this way. Being exhausted every day and not enjoying your work can slowly drain your energy. And it's completely normal to start questioning whether this job is right for you. At the same time, your concern about money makes a lot of sense because financial security is also important, right? Especially in today's world. One option is to quit your job right away and take a break. This could help you recover mentally and emotionally, and it might give you the space to think clearly about what you really want. However, the downside is that you may start feeling stressed about income, and that pressure could actually make things harder for you. Another option is to stay in your job for now while you quietly look for something better. This way, you can keep your financial stability and still work toward change. It may be tiring in the short term, but it gives you control and reduces risk. Personally, I think the second option might be safer. You don't have to stay forever, but having a plan before you leave can give you confidence instead of fear. Start updating your resume, explore new opportunities, set a small timeline for yourself. That way, you're not trapped and you're not jumping blindly either. You're moving forward with balance. Now, let me show you why this answer sounds human and not robotic. The first line does not jump into advice. It enters the person's emotional world. If you see, I have started telling, like, I can really understand why you're feeling this way. That single sentence tells the examiner this speaker connects with people. Then comes logic, not panic, right? So we have analyzed the two options, both realistic, each with a positive side and risk. Notice something powerful here. I did not say you must do this. I said one option is to quit your job right away and take a break. And I have also given another option is, and also I have mentioned here personally, I think the second option might be safer. So this is soft advice, and soft advice scores higher than commands. The ending is also very calm. No dramatic finish, just balance and reassurance. That's what task 1 loves. Now this part is where your speaking truly transforms from answering to connecting. Most candidates fail in task 1 not because they don't have ideas, but because their mind freezes. The clock starts, their heart beats faster, and suddenly English feels far away. These micro skills are like invisible handrails. They hold you steady while your brain catches up with your mouth. Let's start with emotional bridges. When you begin with lines like, I can understand why you feel this way, or it makes sense that you're worried, or if you say, like, it's completely normal to feel confused in this situation, something powerful happens. Yes, you're not jumping into advice, you're stepping into other person's emotional space. The listener feels seen, the examiner hears empathy, and your mind gets a soft landing into the response. Got it? So these sentences do more than sound kind. They give your brain a few extra seconds to organize your thoughts. While your mouth is speaking, these gentle lines, your mind is already planning what comes next. You're warming up, just like, stretching before a run. Then comes the thinking language. Phrases like one option is, another possibility is, the downside is, and on the other hand. If you are using these type of phrases, then you are turning your answer into a flowing thought process. You are no longer delivering a speech. You're thinking out loud like a real person. So this is what examiners love. They don't want memorized patterns. They want to hear your mind working in English. So these phrases act like bridges between ideas. They prevent awkward silence. They stop you from jumping randomly from one point to another. Even if your idea is simple, it will sound mature because it is connected smoothly. Finally, I'll give you some gentle recommendation. Instead of saying you should do this, you can say you might want to consider, or it could be a good idea, or personally I think. So you can use these phrases instead of giving commands. So these type of phrases will soften your advice. They make you sound respectful, thoughtful, and human. Real people don't command, they suggest, they weigh, they care. And here's the hidden magic. When you use these phrases, you don't feel rushed. You don't panic when your mind goes blank. You always have a doorway to walk through. They buy you time. This is a secret, okay? Make a note of it. So they make your voice sound natural, they protect you from freezing. In CELPIP Task 1, fluency is not about speed, it's about the flow. And flow is created by these tiny, powerful bridges between your thoughts, okay? I have some of the practice prompts for you. So you can just practice it whenever you get time. The first one is your friend is nervous about moving to a new city for studies. And the second one, your cousin wants to buy an expensive phone but has limited savings. Third one, your colleague is unhappy in a team project and feels ignored. So for each one, don't write. You have to think emotion, the two options, and then one gentle direction. simple, right? So that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more self powerful tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.